Hi everyone, the last time I spoke on the book of Exodus we looked together at chapter 6 and today I want us to look together at chapter 12. So obviously there's a lot of stuff that's gone on in the lives of Moses and Aaron and the people of Israel between chapter 6 and chapter 12 where we're going to pick up the story today. So I want to give you a very quick breakdown of the story so far. So when we left Moses and Aaron in chapter 6, God had told them that they had to go back to Pharaoh and repeat God's demand that Pharaoh let the people of Israel go. So this is what happens in chapters 7 to 11 of Exodus. Moses and Aaron go back to Pharaoh. Pharaoh demands a sign. Aaron throws down his staff and it becomes a snake. The Egyptian wise men do the same, but Aaron's snake swallows up all their snakes. Pharaoh stubbornly refuses to listen. The more God shows his power, the more stubborn Pharaoh gets. So God says there will be 10 signs that he is Yahweh, the Lord, to give Pharaoh a chance to give in. But with every sign or plague, Pharaoh just gets more stubborn. The Nile turns to blood. Fish die. The water can't be drunk. Then a plague of frogs covers the land. The Egyptian magicians copy those signs. Pharaoh seems to give in and then changes his mind. So there's a plague of gnats. It's like the Highlands in summer. The magicians try to copy that, but they can't. They acknowledge that a higher power, a greater power is at work. Then there's a plague of flies, but it's selective. It's like there's a force field around Goshen, where Israel lives, making it a no-fly zone. Once again, Pharaoh seems to give in and then changes his mind. So, 5 more plagues or signs follow. Livestock die, not Israel's. Everyone is covered in festering boils. There's a deadly hailstorm, not in Goshen. Pharaoh gives in, then changes his mind. There's a plague of locusts. Pharaoh's officials beg him to give in. He seems to, only to change his mind again. Then the whole land is covered with a thick, deep darkness. Pharaoh does another yes you can, no you can't. So God promises one more sign. The midnight death of all the firstborn sons of the Egyptians. But he says that Israel will be spared. Pharaoh's stubbornness continues. And so we arrive at chapter 12. So this is Exodus chapter 12 from the New Living Translation. While the Israelites were still in the land of Egypt, the Lord gave the following instructions to Moses and Aaron. From now on, this month will be the first month of the year for you. Announce to the whole community of Israel that on the 10th day of this month, each family must choose a lamb or a young goat for a sacrifice, 1 animal for each household. If a family is too small to eat a whole animal, then let them share it with another family in the neighbourhood. Divide the animal according to the size of each family and how much they can eat. The animal you select must be a 1-year-old male, either a sheep or goat, with no defects. Take special care of this chosen animal until the evening of the 14th day of this first month. Then the whole assembly of the community of Israel must slaughter their lamb or young goat at twilight. They're to take some of the blood and smear it on the sides and top of the door frames of the houses where they eat the animal. That same night they must roast the meat over a fire and eat it along with bitter salad greens and bread made without yeast. Do not eat any of the meat raw or boiled in water. The whole animal, including the head, legs and internal organs, must be roasted over a fire. Do not leave any of it until the next morning. Burn whatever is not eaten before the morning. These are your instructions for eating this meal. Be fully dressed. Wear your sandals and carry your walking stick in your hand. Eat the meal with urgency, for this is the Lord's Passover. On that night I will pass through the land of Egypt and strike down every firstborn son and firstborn male animal in the land of Egypt. I will execute judgment against all the gods of Egypt, for I am the Lord. But the blood of the lamb on your doorposts will serve as a sign, marking the houses where you are staying. When I see the blood, I'll pass over you. This plague of death will not touch you when I strike the land of Egypt.